Maybe while skateboarding, you've heard the term flat bar. Did you know that a flat bar is only called a flat bar because of its relation to the ground? So a flat bar can be round or it can be square. I only thought that a flat bar was a square rail. So here are 5 things I wish I knew when I started skateboarding. So number 1, an ollie is not your starting point. An ollie when you start skateboarding is honestly insanely hard. You have no frame of reference for how skateboarding even functions under your feet. So jumping straight into an ollie will almost hinder your learning right when you start. So practice riding with your feet parallel, practice your tic-tacs, practice riding up hills, down hills, just getting your balance down packed. If you lay that base ground for skateboarding, you will have an easier time jumping straight into an ollie. But if you jump right into an ollie and you can't roll or you have to learn them on grass, it just shows that you're not comfortable on the board. And I learned it that way. And I think if I had a chance to go back, I would do it differently. So your ollie's not your starting point. Comfortability is your starting point. You need to get comfortable on your board, then you're ready for an ollie. Number 2, your idea of what a good skateboarder is probably skewed quite a bit. If you grew up playing the Tony Hawk Pro Skater games or Skate, the idea that you have in your head of a skateboarder probably isn't as they are in real life. What I mean by that is the established pros in the game are so much better than the baseline of skateboarders across the country. So here's an interesting stat to think about. Less than 1% of the total population of skaters can do an ollie. I know when I was coming up, I would read books about skateboarding, or I'd get a skateboarding tutorial book, and I thought that, oh, okay, when I get a skateboard, I'll grab it, I'll do these tricks, and it's easy, whoop-de-whoop. No, it's so much harder. I say all this to say, be confident in your progression. Be confident in where you're at as a skateboarder, because that's where the fun comes from, and that's where you can start to get down on yourself if you think, well, I should be at a certain point, or well, I should be at a different spot than I already am. I know I felt that way when I started skateboarding. Maybe I should know this trick or that trick, but everybody is different. So don't get stuck on your progression and don't start comparing yourself to pro skateboarders. Number 3, get some new clothes. It will help you skate better. It may sound like the most insane thing, but style, your clothing style, makes you skate so much better. I would say that clothing accounts for about 50% of how well you skate. This is something that I didn't realize until I got further into skating. You watch more skate videos, definitely consume more skate media, and you'll kind of see how everybody has their different style. Now, I say that lightly. Everybody has their different style, because if you go too far outside of the normal style of a skateboarder, if you start wearing too much Nike or too much Adidas or too much of anything, people will not like you for that. But start wearing what you want to wear. I'm telling you, you're going to see an improvement in your skating. It's just because you feel good, because you feel like you look cool. You know, when you get a haircut, your barber cuts you up nice, you got a fresh fade, whatever, which I don't have right now. You feel like $1 million when you leave the chair and you got a new haircut and it looks good. The same thing equates to your skate clothing. And there's just a whole culture of fashion and skateboarding. They kind of go hand in hand, and there's 2 worlds to delve into when you get into that part of skateboarding. So you will feel better on the board if you get some new clothes. You'll look better, and in turn you will skate better. Number 4, don't buy expensive parts just because they're expensive. I have a little bit of a story time for this one. It goes all the way back to when I was a little kid starting skateboarding. When I went to the mall with my mom, Zumiez was a scary place, first of all. It's like going into Hot Topic when you're 12 or 13. But anyway, I went into Zumiez, purchasing my first board for the first time, not realizing that I was committing the cardinal sin among skateboarders, shopping at Zumiez. So I went there to get my board. I go to pick out the thing that the guy's helping me pick out my board. I think I got an Element Ninja board or a Plan B P-Rod board, something like that. And I go to pick out my bearings. Now I know Bones Reds are the best bearings. So I'm like, okay, I'll go with Bones Reds. Then I see out of the corner of my eye, this nice white packaging with Swiss written on it. I'm like, okay, Bones Reds, but then Bones Reds Swiss? That's gotta be more premium. So I'm like, okay, can I get the Swiss bearings actually? Grab the Swiss, we go up to the counter. I'm about to pay, well, my mom probably is about to pay, or I'm using my birthday money or something. And he rings up everything. And then he gets to the bearings and the total jumps up $50. Sir, excuse me, sir? Buy the Bones Reds? When you're starting off, you aren't going to really know the difference. Now, if you have been skating a Walmart board, which I was skating a Walmart board as well. Look, I'm a Walmart board, Mongo pushing garage skater through and through. So I relate to you. If you have been skating a Walmart board, you will notice the difference going into real bearings. But dude, you can go to your local academy, Sports and Outdoor, and get any pair of bearings and you'll notice the difference. You have diminishing returns when you're starting skating. So just go with something that doesn't break the bank. Get what you like, but don't break the bank. Number 5, Mongo pushing will set you back so far. Now, that's coming from a Mongo skater at heart. If you've seen a couple of my videos before, you know that I started off pushing Mongo for 2 years. I didn't even know I was pushing Mongo. I'd be riding around my college campus and people are looking at me. I'm like, oh, they're looking at me because I'm a skateboarder. No, bro, I was pushing Mongo the whole time. If you're really a beginner right now and you started pushing Mongo, just cut the habit. It's going to be awkward. It helps you when you get into those further skills in skateboarding. It will help you move into them smoother. So throwing down your board, if you push Mongo, now some people do. Of course, everything in skateboarding, of course you can do it. If you really want to push Mongo, you swear on it and it really feels better to you, and that's just what you want to do, of course, you can go into that and you can keep that as your thing. You can do that. I did that. I was like, oh, well, I like it, it's cool, whatever. Bruh, when I switched to pushing regular, I promise you everything was better. When you do quick feet tricks or you have a short run up, it makes it easier to step on your board with your front foot. It's just more ergonomic. And I'm telling you, dude, 1-to-1, bro to bro, push regular. It will help in the long run. You won't see the results now. You'll have to work through that awkwardness of using your other foot. But man, I'm glad I did, and I wish I did sooner so I didn't have to learn it in the middle of me learning to push Mongo, because I was the fastest Mongo pusher in the West. Thank you guys for watching the video. If you got something from it, or if you enjoyed the video, consider subscribing and liking the video. If you want to see more discussionary topics, go ahead and hit this playlist right here. And if you want to see more tips and tricks just like this video, go ahead and hit this playlist down here. Thank you guys for watching again. See you in the next video.